Hello my brothers, this is the Order. Welcome back to the Order. I'm Celtic Templar, and welcome back to another history and gaming video. And today, y'all, we are actually taking a look at the Battle of Seelow Heights in the video game Call of Duty World at War, or as it's been known as Their Land, Their Blood. Now, this is actually supposed to be the Battle of Seelow Heights, which took place in April 16th to April the 19th in 1945. And as such, this was an infamous battle that took place here. And as such, it was somewhat of a major massacre for the Soviets rather than the Germans. In fact, it's stated that the Germans only lost at least 12,000 men compared to the Soviets that lost somewhere between 30 to 33,000. Yeah, Soviet tactics not exactly the best. And the Germans were well dug into this area, and we'll understand what they got right and wrong. Now, for starters, in the first scene, which we will soon see, I'm told that this first part is never seen in Germany because, for one major reason, which we will get to soon. I'm going to try and translate my best a bit, but I luckily, hopefully, have it here on my phone, so that way we can see what they got right, see what they got wrong, and why this is actually not seen in Germany. Now, I do speak Deutsch. Problem is, I haven't practiced it for a while and such, and also because the dialect in this is slightly weirded, because when it sounds like something else than what it is. So, yeah. But let's get right into it, shall we? Yep. Wrinkle, correct. Okay, the first German that actually is speaking is saying they smell even worse when they are dead. Come on, let's get out of here before they attack again. This is actually good. They are actually giving it. Now, the second German, who and which, is this guy speaking. Yeah. Originally, I thought this guy was saying American Schweine, which you're supposed to say Americana Schweine when it comes down to it, but no, it's actually Drickingen Schweine, which this is how I accidentally mistook the hearing. Literally, it sounded different compared to how it's pronounced. But he's saying, let's kill them just like the dirty pigs they are. Now, people will automatically say, Templar, this is offensive. You shouldn't be showing this. Actually, this is actually true. So this is why I love this type of game the most, because one, it tries its best to be historically accurate. Okay. Was gefunden. That is, found something. That's the third German. Okay, yeah, and the second German is saying, just cheap junk, which was probably supposed to remind them of their homeland. This is actually very correct. No! Okay, that German that said, you Russian pig, you were better off staying dead. This, literally, these are actually the curses that the Germans called the Soviets. Because, one, Germans hated the Soviets. Anything communist related, they hated them, especially before World War II. So, yeah, this is why I kind of do like this. So, I just had to make sure that this was correct on their site and all that, because one, trying to look this up, especially because I do speak German, for meine Familie came von der Deutschlander, so yeah, I speak Deutsch because my great-grandmother actually fled from Nazi Germany. So, yeah, before anyone starts saying, Templar, you're a Nazi or whatever, here's the thing. Maybe you shouldn't blame me for a Confederate flag and not know my history. Sorry about that, y'all. I just had to get like that, but yeah. Because one, I've had to do more than a couple of idiots on YouTube that have called me a racist, a Nazi, or whatever. Not even knowing that my own great-grandmother was Hebrew. So, yeah, before y'all start pointing finger, like the racist finger at somebody, maybe you should look at their history, their ancestry, and know that. Okay? Okay. But, sorry to get into that detail, but let's get into this. What's this das? What is that? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, this is probably one of the weirdest things. Look at this! I know we can't think of a Russian soldier without a coat, but this is so stupid! Why is Reznov wearing a winter coat? It's in the middle of springtime. He should be wearing the same uniform that we saw in Stalingrad, only much more patched up. This is not making sense. And we see Journal wearing, I think, a winter coat. Okay, this is actually true. Soviet soldiers would actually execute any wounded soldier. This is actually true. PPSH-41. That is a correct submachine gun. Although, by this time, the PPSH-41 had gone away with the drum magazine and started going with the 35-round stick banana mags. So I don't know. I guess they kind of didn't have any other choice but to use these. Okay, this is just farmland, but the Battle of Seelow Heights was a majority of forested areas. So yeah, this should be like maybe it's the forest right, fields right before the forest or whatever. Okay, I guess we're getting into a trench assortment here. Okay, because literally, I'm seeing a lot of Soviets without their helmets. This does not make any sense. Okay, that Soviet has a helmet. Okay, we're seeing good guns. MP40 and a G43. Or Gewehr 43. Okay, yeah, now we're getting right to the said German front lines, and we'll see how good this is. Okay, I don't know if they actually... Because these tanks right here... I don't know if they actually saw those in the Battle of Seelow Heights. There's little information we can go off of, but they might have been there. But the majority of this entire game, I see majority of German tanks when I don't see any German artillery. The German artillery, literally. I am not kidding. The Battle of Seelow Heights was a majority of artillery battle with German artillery raining down on the Soviet forces. Why don't they have that in here? I don't know. But yeah, let's take a look. Okay, I love these trench systems. Problem is, they're a little too narrow, or they're a little too shallow. They should be more narrow and a little deeper. So they kind of got this one a little wrong. But yeah, we should be seeing German gun batteries. We should be seeing somewhere between flak 38s, or as well Pak 40s to Pak 43s, or as well even the Neverwürfe. Or, in this case, as us Americans called it, the Screaming Mimi. Or Screaming Mini. Okay, that loading system right there. We just saw the Gewehr 43 being taken with the magazine pulled out. You do not do that with this gun. Reason being, this was a strip-fed gun. And the fact is, the Germans needed every damn, form of material to make other forms of weapons, especially by this point in time in the war. By 1943, this gun was actually a strip design gun, meaning just like with the infield, you actually had to take 2 stripper clips of 5 rounds, which would equal up to 10 rounds in total. And in such, you would, as soon as you were out, you put the said stripper clips in, then close the system. That's how it works. You don't pull out the mag. That was actually only meant for cleaning use. So yeah, they kind of got that one a little wrong. Okay, you can't rapid pull that. I have actually heard that could actually jam the gun. Although this is the correct sight system. They got that correct. Okay. MG42. Okay. That's a 50-round drum magazine system. There's a problem with this. That drum system would, if you were to hold down the trigger on that MG42, it goes fully out in about 10 seconds. But if this was on the real MG42, it would be out in about 5. Because one, the MG42 was nicknamed Hitler's buzzsaw for a reason. It could mow down trees like nothing. Although, this scene here, I love. Take a look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is destroyed forest. This is definitely what the Battle of Seelow Heights was. Oh, yes. German entrenched systems, this is correct. This is beautiful. I love this. This I love. As I said, the Battle of Seelow Heights looks something more like this image here. So, yeah, they kind of got a little wrong, kind of got a little right here and there, but I do love it. But the majority of this battle should be in deep forested areas in the Seelow Heights. Less farmland, more forest lands. We should be seeing burning trees and all that. We should be seeing burning grass. We should be seeing pretty much even German anti-tank gun, tank destroyers or whatever, anything of cannon artillery related. Oh, let's take a look at this. This is beautiful. I don't know why. Okay, but that does not happen. This blows off the leg somehow. Okay, one major problem with that. You can't actually carry the MG40 or fire the MG42 like that, I am told. The burning, now I want to put this out here. This battle had a mix between, in this area here, this entrenchment, you can actually get the FG42 or Fallschirmgewehr 1942, which was a Fallschirmjäger light machine gun, which, or in this case, the Fallschirmjäger's BAR, which they copied from the American BAR and designed a gun for themselves, and in such it was a pretty good design. If any of y'all know what a Fallschirmjäger are, this is of German paratroopers. They were actually seen at the Battle of Seelow Heights. Problem is, I don't see any paratroopers in this. Literally, we don't see this guy anywhere, like, literally, no, nothing like this. We don't even see the helmets. So yeah, I'm wondering why. Also, another group that were also here were also the Hitler Youth Divisions. At least 2, I am told. From what I am told, at least 90% of the Hitler Youth Division were wiped out by the Soviets. They actually gave no quarter to them. They killed them in the trenches. It was just gruesome. I can just say that much. But what we should be seeing in this is probably a tank, like a PaK-40 or a Flak 38. I want to see the heavy cannons. Or as well, what about the Neverwerfers, or as I said, us Americans call it the Screaming Meanie. And these were weird rocket launchers that the Germans copied from the Soviets. Which originally were designed to be smoke launchers, but then designed them to be rocket launchers. And these made a horrifying noise. And in fact, it literally sounded like the gates of hell were coming out after you. Sadly, though, they are not in this game, which is kind of one of the most saddest parts ever. But yeah, that is probably the most saddest part in this game that we don't hear that noise. So, yeah. Also, guns I'm seeing are good. Now, one gun I do not know why it's here is the Fallschirmjäger 42, seeing that by this point in time, these guns would have been no longer being in use. So, yeah. But 3 guns we should see, but are probably not, or, well, actually 4 weapons I should say that should be here, but we don't see, are the MP-3008, which is a last-ditch effort submachine gun used by the German forces. It was technically a knockoff of a Sten submachine gun. Then there is the Fallschirmgewehr 1-5, which these were weird, but actually slightly the best type of last-ditch effort guns. They went from semi-auto to fully auto type of guns. Now, weirdly enough, though, is there were so many of these by like as soon as you rushed into the city of Berlin, there were hundreds of them compared to MP40s or Sturmgewehr 44s. So yeah, it's kind of hilarious. But then we had to see also the 1 Flammenwerfer 46. This was a very messed up type of version of a, I don't know if any of y'all have ever done this, but you take a lighter and a spray can. It's just like that, only this lasts a full 1 to 5 seconds. And I'm told that its range was enough that it could definitely burn a group of Soviets in a matter of a second. So it was meant to be tossed as soon as it was used up, so yeah. But as well, another type of weapon we should also see in this is the Panzerfaust. But we'll get to that very soon. So yeah, I'm not seeing any Hitler Youth. I'm not seeing any Fallschirmgewehr. I'm not seeing any Fallschirmjäger. It's kind of disappointing, really. Although I don't think this guy would be able to fire an MG42 with the fact on that rapid-fire system on this gun. Okay, we shouldn't be seeing houses. We should be seeing vast forests. Because the forest, it went through like that. Okay, the Panzerschrecks. These were actually used at the battle, but the majority of them were actually the Panzerfausts, with the Germans firing Panzerfausts from their trenches as soon as the tanks got close. And the scary part is, these Panzerfausts were known to destroy a tank in less than a second, literally. That charge head, as the Americans called the football, was so dangerous that as soon as it hits a tank, you might as well wish you weren't inside the tank. In fact, it did a lot better than the Panzerschrecks, which is hilarious to say the least. Problem is, Panzerfausts had one major problem. They were not built for range capability. They were pretty much of a nearly mid-range capability compared to the Panzerschreck, but it was a later invention design, so you gotta admit it was a pretty awesome one. But as soon as you use the round out of a Panzerfaust, you're supposed to throw away the tube. You can't keep it. So, yeah, in fact, I think I actually explained this in our asinine video game of Vanguard in the Africa campaign. So, yeah. Okay, I love the... I don't know how many it would actually just take to destroy these tanks in general, or in historical fact, but I do know one thing, it wouldn't take you 2 rounds, it would actually just probably need to take you 1. Although I do have to put this out here, these farmsteads are actually based off of German farmland on homes and some photos that were taken at the Battle of Seelow Heights that actually are probably even still at the city of Seelow itself. So, yeah. I'm kind of wondering, though. I'm not, because I don't think they still have the same design houses there nowadays, so I don't know. But literally, we should be seeing Pack 40s or Flak 38s destroying tanks. In fact, they should have you, instead of destroying these tanks, they should show you in the trench system, fighting against the Soviets, and pretty much wreaking havoc. Not... Look, that scene right there. There should have been a Flak 38. Okay, this is actually true. Germans would actually place their tanks in barns, the same as they would with their heavy guns. So in fact, with artillery and their tanks combined, this was just a ferocious killing fest with these things. The weird thing is, I don't know how long they would have actually done it most of the time. Okay, this is actually true, and as we see, he's holding on to the like there are handle grips there, so that way they could actually hold on. And during the Battle of Seelow Heights, they would ride into battle on these tanks, so that's true. Oh God! Oh God! I don't know if anyone saw that. I saw something that was not a handle grip bar. Let me see if I can put that into view. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that in a better area. Yeah, there it is. Oh God. I don't know if y'all see this. Between our fuel, like left of our fuel tank part. Wait, is that fuel tank actually strapped on? Oh my God, it's actually strapped on. Left to it is this weird looking handlebar system. Those are not handlebars. That is actually a cage system that was created during the Battle of Berlin by the Soviet soldiers. They actually did this in order to stop Panzerfaust from buildings to hitting their weak points on the tank. They actually, literally, I'm not kidding, they actually welded them in a makeshift of a day in order to stop the Panzerfaust from destroying the tanks. In fact, I think we will see it soon in the next Seelow Heights mission. I think you see it all over your tank, apparently. But yeah, I don't know if this is part of the tank, because I don't think this is actually part of the tank. I think this is the chicken wire mesh. Oh God. Yeah, that's not supposed to be on there yet. Okay, this emplacement with dragon's teeth, I don't think we're at the Battle of Seelow Heights, majorly. As well, the Battle of Seelow Heights was majorly of hilly terrain. In fact, it's known as the Battle of Seelow Heights for a reason. These guys should be charging upwards into German trenches, not even fields, so they got this one slightly wrong. But yeah, this looks more of like a German depot system, which doesn't make any sense. But with the Dragon Steve involved, that looks like it was the Siegfried line, which was nowhere in the east. So yeah, they got this one slightly wrong. I always wondered, why didn't they ever give you a Soviet DP light machine gun in this? I always wondered. I don't know if anyone else knows what that is. I'll leave this image up, but yeah. See, we're not even seeing any Fallschirmjäger. The majority I'm seeing are just regular German troops. I do have to put this out here, though. I don't think the Germans would have this weird layout of a campsite. They would actually, because literally, at the Battle of Seelow Heights, it's actually stated that the Germans had dug-in trench systems and bunker systems. That way they had makeshift beds and hospitals in order to hold the Soviets at that position. Problem is, I don't see this. Like, where are the major trench systems? I think we all want to see a trench system. In this entire scene, I only see one trench system. That's it. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm guessing this is a depot, which I don't think they would have had these by right now. As I said, the majority of this was not farmland, but forested regions. So, okay, yeah, but those heavy Soviet tanks that are destroying the German tanks, those heavy German tanks are near impossible to destroy. So, I don't even know if we got this one correct at all. Well, y'all, I hope y'all liked that little view on it. But as I said, I see more farmland than I see historical trench system. In fact, we should see a massive amount of forested region. We should see Soviets and German forces in trench systems fighting it out against each other. We should see the Fuschkim-Gewehr. We should see Pak 88s. We should see the Hitler Youth. The freaking well, German paratroopers. We should see everything in this entire battle. Problem is, they're showing something that's not making any sense. They're just showing retreating Germans when the Germans held the line for 3 days straight. And the worst thing is, the Soviets had to do a onslaught of charging in order to actually get this job done. And in fact, the worst part is, the Soviets actually had to go across a river system. Then they also had to get into the said ranks of the said Germans. Worst part is, the Germans actually had cannons and artillery, everything on the Seelow Heights, which pretty much covered the entire area in front of it with cannon fire. Soviet soldiers and Soviet tanks were badly destroyed. And the worst part is, the Soviets had to send in their tanks in order to take care of said German strongholds. Problem is, the infantry had to take care of the German artillery. And they couldn't do that without actually losing so many men. So it's no wonder the Soviets lost so many men in less than 3 days. Now, many people would automatically say, but Templar, this battle is kind of awesome to play. Yeah, well, I think it would be a lot more awesome to play the Seelow Heights historically accurate-wise. Because how many of us would love to see the burning, like a burning forested area with trenches and such? Because, one, I would love to see that. In fact, instead of us destroying German tanks, I would love to see us destroying German Flak 38s or Pak 40s or something of German artillery. In fact, I would love to see them destroying German Nebenwerfers. I would love to see that happen. But no, we get whatever this. In fact, it was pretty much incredibly awesome until after you go underneath the bridge. After that, I think that's actually where it just gets really, really idiotic, and they just stop historical-wise. Because one, we should be seeing a couple of bunkers here and there, pillboxes, heavily fortified areas that were dug in. No, we don't see that. Because literally, the Soviets lost so many men in this area. So that's saying something. In fact, the 3rd Shock Army lost at least around 1,000 men in less than 1 day. So now people were saying, Templar, you're kind of getting overreacting on this. It's just a video game. Well, one, video games help us learn history. Unfortunately, when we played Vanguard, we all know that was crap. So, yeah. I grew up playing this, and I wanted to learn more about the Battle of Seelow Heights, seeing what it was like in the real world. It was nothing like this. It was hellish of a nightmare. It's actually stated that the Fallschirmjäger actually suffered heavy losses. And the worst part is, the Hitler Youth Division were slaughtered in their trenches, as I said prior. But literally, that's not even the worst thing about this. It's actually stated that any one of the prisoners of war that were actually taken were later actually stated to dig their own grave along with their comrades. We don't know how many, but it is stated that Georgy Zhukov later stated that this was such a war crime that could not be committed, so he forbade it from happening. Unfortunately, that didn't stop the Soviets' secret police group, or commissars, from getting a little bit of revenge in the process. The worst case scenario is they even took many Hitler Youth children and sent them to the Soviet Union, especially in the gulags. At least only 3% ever came back from the gulags, from what I am told. So that's saying about how horrifying this battle was. So if you agree with me, they should have done this a little better. Let me know in the comments below. If y'all agree with me that they should have added more trench systems, more forested areas, please agree with me down below. Also, like and subscribe so that way you can stay tuned for another video, which we will have very soon. Anyways, guys, it's been Celtic Templar. Hopefully see y'all in the next one. And as well, if y'all have any one of a video game y'all want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, it's been Celtic Templar. Have a great day.